Hello, shooters, loaders, and casters. Welcome to the Georgia Shooting Connection Friday night live stream. We hope everybody had a good week. CW, how was your week, my brother?
Cold. It's been really, really cold.
Watch this, y'all.
Couldn't get to the range. Didn't get out in the woods.
Ooh.
Just been cold.
Fancy.
Like package wrap.
Meow, 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 meow.
Wait a minute.
How
Don't
you
get me and
rid of
Kyle
the
started.
Halloween stuff?
Say, what's with the echo?
Well, I got a bad echo here. Is it me?
Must be you. I don't hear it.
Must,
You sound good
yeah,
over here.
I don't hear it. Is it me?
I don't hear it at all from anybody.
I don't either.
Okay.
I'm
All
not
right,
hearing
I'm
it.
going to sign out and come back in.
Dag nabbit.
Hillbilly, how was your week?
Start your sound card. Oh, wait a minute. You're on a Macintosh.
Oh man, I had a great week, man. I didn't get out to range much. As weather's been, like a lot of everybody else is experiencing, kind of nasty and windy and all that stuff. So, yeah. But we do have videos coming up. I try to do some a little bit ahead of time. So, we cover for the week or two, when the weather's nasty. But yeah, we got videos coming out. Got a new suppressor in from Anechoic. So anyway, we're gonna be putting that hopefully this next week. So anyway, great week. Thank you so much for having me on here. Bama Dad, how's your week, buddy?
It's been nasty and cold, but I'm not going to complain about the temperature.
Yeah, 50 degrees.
Our northern panelists will give me a hard time.
It's cold.
And
My heat don't even go on at 50.
yeah, I haven't even had to turn the heat on today.
I'm not surprised.
But you can tell it's fixing to get bad. I mean, we're dropping down into the 30s at night. But
There you
we're
go.
not
You turn the heat on for that.
We're supposed to be like,
cold enough to be. Hey, listen. I can complain if I want to. I live in Alabama. I'm not in the state where I wanted to get cold.
Didn't sound up for this.
We're expecting 15 Sunday night. That's cold. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
we're gonna be single digits up here.
I'm gonna find a reason to drive south.
You are south.
No,
Yeah.
I'm talking about where the water comes in waves.
Oh yeah, Sunday and Monday is gonna be a little chilly. Mhm.
Yeah, buddy.
Uh-huh. But other than that, everything's been good. Sent some stuff back. My shooting was missing parts, so I shipped it back, which came in handy because I also bought it from a different place and saved almost $100. So I came out good on that. Got another couple of goodies coming in, but we'll wait till they get here. Rebel, how about you?
I am. I ordered some new muck boots for myself. I just ran out of 9mm brass. I ordered some new muck boots for myself. Let's see, business is wide. You know what? Open, and I'm blessed. I'm really blessed this year. This has been one of the best winters. I guess y'all coming up here to shoot and down here to shoot set the precedent because it's I've just had a fantastic hunting season so far, and truthfully, February is the sleeper month where everybody's expecting to get their taxes back, and that's when the guy comes in who's been wanting the Browning BAR Safari Edition and picks it up or orders it or whatever from me. So and I just use that as an example. Just pull that out of my hind end, but
You know they're coming in and buying the high points, buddy. I'm joking.
well, yeah, I know you are. When I bought the store, Chad told me, he said, "Now you're the man." He said, "You're the boss." He said, "But it's my policy never ever to buy a high point and put it on the shelf." And I said, "Okay." I said, I can dig that." I said, "But why?" And he said, "The last one I sold, the guy took it down to the range, paid for the range. He brought it back, said it was broke. We had to send it back. I'm tired of that." And we did that. We did that with Sky pistols too. They were bad they were bad to break. And we had a blaze orange one. I thought, we'll never get rid of this stupid thing. I was fussing at Chad for ordering it. He ordered it for a girl, and she never came in and picked it up. And I said, we're never going to get rid of that thing. Well, finally, some sucker come in and bought it. And he took it down to the range, and Chad went with him down there, and it broke. But the first 3 shots, it broke. And I said,
no.
we're cursed. We're going to keep an orange Sky forever. But we finally got rid of it. So I watch what I buy. I spend my money very, very carefully. You know, certain things work all the time. You know what I mean?
Way back when in the 90s, we had
Just hang that dude up above the shelf and said, "We do not sell these."
Right.
Yeah, write it off. Use it as a business write-off.
Yeah.
All $12 of it.
I got people. I'm sorry, we're not going through the panel yet. Y'all keep going.
Kyle, your turn.
Somebody was going.
Oh, is it my turn? Okay. It's funny that you mentioned skies because I've got a Sky 9mm that is my preferred hammer. It shoots. It's not my favorite by any means, but you know, I throw it in the truck and I don't care. So
It ain't broke yet, right?
Well, that's like anything. It's not broke yet. Anything man-made can and will fail.
Sooner or later.
Other than that, been busy at work. Had a couple of good days off. Did a bunch of cooking. Did more cooking tonight. Don't know why, but we did. We got leftovers for days. It's like Thanksgiving again over here at the Lusk household.
Wow.
Dogs are eating good. We're eating good. I got to go on a diet. Mr. Walter.
Wrong time of year.
Right.
Hey, it's all good out here on the left side, and I don't mean that politically speaking. Yeah, we had a good week with the 2A stuff. Got to the range and shot a bunch of stuff and had some fun there, and picked up some lead and picked up some brass while I was there, and got some videos put out and got some household projects done, and didn't do a very good job on any of those, but got out with some friends and had some fun with some brotherhood and friendship. And so all of that stuff is good weather here, but I'm not going to tell you about it because you guys are freezing and being cold out there. I won't tell you how good it's been here, but yeah, I will. What the hell? We had weather in the high 70s, even hit 80 one day this week. Clear skies, no wind, just absolutely gorgeous. Couple of good rocket launches out of Vandenberg Air Force Base, which is just 15 air miles that away from me, so I get to see them all, feel them all, and they're loud anyway. So yeah, had some F5Es in the pattern at the airfield, which is half a mile from me, so they're always fun to watch. They're real good at turning kerosene into noise.
Yeah.
But fun to watch anyway. So yeah, good week here at Viejoville. How you doing, Jamie? What are we going to do next?
I don't know, man. I was counting on you.
Yeah, Jamie's doing.
No, man, I've been out of work last 2 days sick
Yeah.
with a cold, and
You
y'all
sound
can
it.
tell it's
Yeah.
nasty. And went to the doctor, got 2 sackfuls of medicine over here. But, I think for that stuff to work, there's boomstick. I think you got to take it out of the bag and start taking it. Minus the sacks.
There's a certain thing you can ingest and then climb under the covers and sweat it out,
I've heard that, and I tried that one time. The next day, I woke up and I had a cold and a hangover.
Well,
I don't have to live like that anymore. Praise the Lord.
If the hangover's so bad, you forget the cold.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, IWS Bull out there was asking, does anybody have any experience with the Patriot in 375? And I knew that Andy had some of them. He said he had 2 of them. One's a 300 blackout and a 223. I could have swore he had a 30-06 in that too, and then he said his 30-06 was a Ruger M77. Now I got one of those, and I do adore that rifle. It's can put a bunch of deer in the truck. But
I had an M77 and 7 mag. That was a great gun.
yeah, I plan on keeping mine unless somebody just makes me a ridiculous offer.
I've never been an M77 guy. They're beautiful rifles, though. The rear tang safety ones are, I know, hot. I don't know why the boat paddles are so. Ruger guys just freak out for those things, and I'm like, who would want to shoot that? It's
They're
a 300. A 300 Win Mag and a boat paddle stock looks like it's going to be painful,
Anything with 300 Win Mags.
But in today's world, with the crappy stocks that a lot of these rifles have, they were actually a really good stock. They were rigid. They were just fugly. They're just fugly.
When CW says fugly, yeah, there you go.
I just had a very good feeling, guys. I called to pay I was looking at the calendar and saw that the internet bill was due. So I muted myself real quick and went to pay it, and it says my account is paid in full. I guess Christmas came early.
Yeah.
So it is now documented that I did attempt to pay it. If anybody tries to say I didn't.
You better check that tomorrow.
You're right.
The internet is your witness, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're going to jail.
My witness to my internet bill. Yeah. Uh-huh.
If the internet's your witness, you are going to jail.
We'll see how that works. Yeah.
I want to tell you,
bunker out there.
I want to tell you guys, if any of y'all ever buy a Dillon, you need to get on the horn with Tread, and he will absolutely help you set a Dillon up. He helped me set this one up I'm messing with right now, and I lie you not. I'm slow, okay? I'm a precision. I'm sitting here on a Dillon making rounds, and this thing works like glass. It's
Yes,
like
sir.
glass.
They do.
Put the bearing kits in it.
Do what?
Do you put the bearing kits in it?
No,
Oh.
just the way it is. It's
Add the
just.
bearing kits. You won't believe it.
Oh, I'm sure.
There's a little bearing for the primer for the 550. What do you got?
Yes, 550.
Yeah. Well, for the primer, and then there's one that goes under the plate, and huge difference.
Mhm.
Huge
I bet.
difference.
The primer feed helps a lot.
Yep.
That little roller bearing one.
Well, I got all the little.
And not costly. Not costly.
Yeah. I got all the little alarms and good stuff.
Yeah, the primer one's handy.
Yeah, the primer one and the powder one. Although you can keep an eye on the powder one.
Yeah, I never bought the powder one. I got a see-through powder measure, so
Me either. It's right there. You can just see it.
I kind of made the logical decision. I was like, I'm going to switch this thing over. I've never done a switch over. We set it up on 9mm, obviously, and I said I'm going to do a switch over to 45 Colt. And I said, well, I still got, I load unique for 9mm too. And I've still got a thing of unique, and I've still got small pistol primer. Let's just make 9mm till they run out, and then make, switch over. It's, and I got this. I got this at a real deal. So I've got a spare.
Those are great powder measures.
Yeah. I can't believe it, CW. I cannot believe it. Okay.
The only thing you need to add to that is that dial.
Oh, it is the Dillon. Okay.
Yeah.
I bought the I can't remember who it's made by, but it's like a micro dial that's graduated instead of
there's you can get the 3D printed little dials that go out at the end of that nut on the powder charge bar.
They're wonderful.
And instead of having to put a wrench to it, you just got a little knurled dial, and there's half a dozen different. They're helpful.
As it is, it's really, really nice. I mean, it throws powder. It throws unique great, silhouette great.
Oh, it's most all of them good. It's a really good.
Yeah, it really does.
They don't leak.
Really
it is one of the best powder measures I've ever used.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, speaking of that, over here behind me in the dark, because the lamp was glaring, you can see a Mech 20 gauge 600 Junior that replaced that little Lee 4-hole current press of mine that I used for pistol forever. Well, now I got a Dillon. So I would offer to anybody listening that's willing to stick their toe into the reloading world, I will sell you that thing at an unbelievable deal with 3 or 4 tool heads and all set up, ready to go. The only thing it doesn't have is the auto indexing arm, which got thrown across the front yard into the woods. Okay.
I don't use mine either. I turn it by hand.
I turn it by hand. But
I don't think I've ever used mine
because it's backwards from the way I want it to turn.
Exactly.
That's the reason I didn't like it. I wanted to go the other
I've
way.
never used mine with that indexing arm.
Yeah. Other than that, it's fine. It works. Yeah. It just turns the way I don't want it to. I want it to go the other way.
For pistol, it's great. If you're trying to get into rifle, it'll be okay.
Not a good rifle press.
Just press. Know that the plates flex a little bit.
Yeah. It doesn't cam over.
Yeah, it doesn't cam over.
It's really a pistol press.
And but I'll offer that to anybody, and trust me, if you contact me and you contact Jamie can give you my contact information. If you're a member of the Georgia Shooting Connection, I will treat you right. And
good deal.
Yeah,
it's a good press. Walter and I both have it. I think a couple other guys have them.
I got one.
We like them.
It's
not my only press by any means. I use
it's my workhorse,
but I think it's great. And I'm not a Lee guy. Everybody knows I'm not a Lee guy, and I think that press is great. I just know it's going to wear out, and I'm going to have to replace it. But it's a consumable product.
Well, and both Jamie and CW have been in my reloading room. I really don't have any more room for presses. I'd have to tear down a work table and I wouldn't have any.
You don't have the inline fabrication mounting system yet?
No.
Well, there you go. That's your next move. Then you can have all the presses you want.
They're really good. They're really good. Yeah. But then you got to find room to to get the rack to stack your presses on the wall or something, which you don't
Exactly.
have.
Yeah, you can get the little mounting brackets and stick them all over. You can put one on your bumper of your pickup if you want.
Well, Walter, there ain't no more room in here.
Yeah, there really isn't. There really isn't.
Walter,
Yes,
it's
there is.
funny.
I can see room right now.
Yeah.
You're talking to the king of making room.
Walter, it's funny that you say that. I actually made a mount that goes into the receiver hitch on the back of my truck for a press.
There you go.
You pull up to the shooting property and start loading your ammo.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I've got a little Harold's press, precision press.
Yep.
And I've got a toolbox over here. I can put 2 pounds of powder, the press, the powder measure. I've got a piece of plywood with a handle on it and a shell holder screwed to it. And I can take that, C-clamp it to we got an inside area at our shooting range, which Jamie and CW know. Close all the doors. If nobody's there, close the windows. I don't care how hot it is. There ain't no breeze blowing in there, and that'll affect your scale. So you put your scale out, and my go-to set of OHA scales are a travel kit. They're old, but they've got a little case with them, and I've got a cut out foam area in that toolbox for that, so it's protected when it's traveled. And you can clamp everything up, take 5 pieces of brass, shoot a group, go over, deprime them, steel wool them, prime them back, load them, and say, you know what, the humidity's a little weird today. Let me go down a half a grain. Let me go up a half a grain. This and that. Let me see how it affects groups. And you really start learning stuff when you're loading at the range. Now,
Yes, sir.
It's something else.
I bought a Summit, RCBS Summit, and built up a range setup. And I used that, I think, one season, 3-4 times. It's just, it's more than I want to do. I think if I did it again, it would be with the Harolds or even cheaper with the Lee or one of them small handheld presses. And I would prep all my brass at home, have it all resized and primed, and all I'd have to do is dump powder and seat bullets.
That Summit's a heavy press. I mean,
that's
piston,
why I liked it.
Yeah,
huge,
pistons
yeah.
like that.
I actually built up on my tailgate, and I built it off the receiver. So you'd sit on a tailgate. You could actually sit with the press between your legs, and you had the powder measure clamped to the tailgate and the press right in front of you. And it actually worked good, but it's only you're loading 5 shells and going back. It got more than I wanted.
I've taken my little Lee hand press to the range, and now they have them with the breech lock system, which seems better.
Yeah.
So you can have your dies set up at home and take them to the range, swap them out, and you don't have to do any adjustments at the range and stuff. But that's kind of a whole different ball game, really, of taking stuff to the range. And I did that for a while. Now I just as soon, load 4 or 5 steps on the ladder and take all of that to the range and load at home.
Well, that's what I usually do.
That's what I do. But here's the thing.
Where I would go is about an hour and 45 minutes away from the house, and I'd spend all weekend there. And so it made sense for me to take a press down there and, a milk carton full of stuff and just sit there and work up loads while I was there. Nobody's messing with me. It's on my time, So it worked great for me.
And the big point is that you can do that. You're not necessarily stuck in your garage or your reloading room or whatever. If you got to go a distance to the range and you're going to need to make some adjustments, there's multiple ways that you can get that done and not have to load in your garage. And you load one way and come get to the range, find out, oh man, that didn't work, and I wish I'd have done 2/10 over or 2/10 under something. You can do that in a number of different ways. I know guys have done it in their motel rooms.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You don't carry those loads with you already? You don't carry when you go to the range. You don't carry a bracket of different loads.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, usually I do. Yeah. Typically I do, unless it's like on some of the Moldy Monday stuff, for example. I'm casting a bullet that's so similar to somebody else's bullet that I pretty much already know what it's going to do with a certain load, and I'll take that. And if there's some big surprise and I go, dang, I should have done a ladder load with this. But usually I'm just establishing a base point, to start loading with a new mold. I'll load something I know is going to save, get my chrono numbers, and come back and adjust from there. And I don't want to shoot more than 20 rounds of that stuff. But
that's right, because I've watched you. You mark them on the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which is a smart idea.
There's nothing worse than going down, almost 2 hours away with your little, your box full of your ladder loads and all that stuff, and you go down there and you start shooting, and none of it works.
Yeah.
And so you're sitting there going, well, I guess I'm just going to plink with a 22 for the rest of the week.
Yep. Testify. We've all had that happen for
That's
sure.
terrible.
Oh, that's just an excuse to go back to the range again.
Well, yeah. I got one bullet that I can't make work. It was one of those new Lee NLG molds for 38 special. I bet I've got 8 different loads through that with that bullet, and I can't make it shoot good. I'm going to shoot it one more time Monday, and if it doesn't shoot good, then I'm giving up on it.
I was so looking forward to great news coming out of that.
No, the 358-130, I can't make it shoot right.
Is that the round top, or is that the one with the meat plate?
It's the same as their 120. I think it was a 125 round flat, 358-125 round flat. Same one, except with no lube groove, so that extra lead bumps it up to 130 instead of 125. So it's the same profile as that old one. And I never could make that one shoot very well either. I should have known that when I bought this mold.
Man, that's very disheartening to me, Walter.
I'm not liking it. The 9mm one worked pretty well, and the 40 Smith & Wesson one worked pretty well. This one ain't working for me anyway.
Well, I remember when I first started casting, I had that 6-cavity Lee that for the 9mm that was, just the ball ammo. The round
115 or the 124?
I think it was 124. All I remember, Jamie said, "You can throw that thing away." And I never did have anything but problems with it.
The 115's been really good to me. That Tumbleweed.
125 Tumbleweed, but I that mold right there broke me from Tumbleweed.
I haven't found a Tumbleweed that I liked.
I like the 230 grain 45 and the 115 9mm. Those seem to work. My 40 cal molds are real lube grooves.
The nicest thing I can say about them is they come out of the end of the barrel.
That
yeah, they will.
Where they exactly go,
who knows?
Like twice.
I haven't really had that problem with the Tumbleweed bullets, but I haven't tried that 125 grain one.
Somebody told me that my problem was that I was sizing them.
Yeah, I've heard that before. I think that's Curtis.
Don't size the Tumbleweed.
Yeah, you don't size it. They're not designed for it. They're designed to be shot as cast.
I got an idea. Let's call out the side chat. Scotsman's out there.
Scotsman, hey.
What are you thinking? Type in, Walter. See if we're thinking the same thing.
Man, I got nothing.
All right, nothing it is.
NUTHIN?
Yeah, sure.
Nothing
it is. I got nothing, honey.
All right, that's what we're going with. Well, that's what the show's about tonight.
That was good, guys. That was good.
And so it goes. There you go.
All right, this
is
is
Bobby Barlow, last one, Andy. You guys are rolling in
here.
Be
a struggle for me, so let me catch my breath here. Should have a drink of water before I try to do this.
Water's good. Water's good, Jamie. Get some water.
Water is your friend, sir.
Yeah.
God got a lot of things right, but he especially got water right.
You know, that is the only thing in this universe that we have the recipe for and can't make.
Now, Walter,
I can make water all the time.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna drink.
2:30 in the morning. Is that when your factory comes? Yeah.
Damn.
All you got to do is melt the ice and you got water.
Yeah.
All right. So Kyle Lusk is on the panel and in the side chat. He was in first, I think. That's what I'm seeing. Bud with a gun. The crazy Scotsman's out there. CW2A is on the panel and in the side chat. So is Walter Viejo. Crash, Rack, and Shoot. Mike Hester, the Rebel, is on the panel as well. New Tex I Can, my brother, he's out there in Texas. Alaska One, Andy, Bobby Barlow, Justin Lowe. There's Miss Kitty. Pat in a Bunker. IWS Bull. Mark Thomas is out there. Bama Dad's on the panel. 6-shooter Texans out there. Walks Fletcher. Dwayne 7834. Edward Petty. Walks Fletcher again. Dwayne 7834 again. Ozzy Osborne. James Pugh, what's going on, brother? Ron 2A Matters. IWS Bull says coffee. Bud with a gun didn't type anything but a period, and that's nothing. Absolutely.
That's right.
So,
Well played, Fudd.
KCD 406, welcome in, brother. Good to see you.
Who's this patina character? I read his handle quick. It's Pat in the Bunker, but it's patina.
Patina. That's what you get on your really old antique guns, you know.
Wow.
All right. I'm feeling kind of feverish now.
Oh,
Jamie, if you got a bail, we'll take care of it.
No water. Keep that water going.
Yeah, I know, right? I should probably.
Worst you'll have to do is go visit the boys' room.
That's right.
Man, you guys are awesome. Thanks for being here this evening. And American Hillbilly's up there too. I know he's being quiet. He might be asleep, so y'all kind of.
He might have been into that rum in the spiked Christmas party drink, you know.
As long as he's drinking his eggnog from a moose mug.
yeah. You probably got more nog than egg in it.
Pat, I'm at Fudd with a gun. I don't have wrinkles. I got patina.
Patina.
All right, guys. Thank y'all for being here. You guys on the panel, thank y'all especially. I don't thank y'all enough. And we're kind of missing old Mark Thomas and 6-shooter Texan out from being on the panel tonight. So
I think Rick's out there. I think I saw him.
He was in the chat, or in the side chat.
Yeah, Mark's out there too.
But it's the time of year, guys, where people are got a lot of crap going on, man.
For sure. For sure.
Lots of stuff going on right now. So let me see what we got over here.
A whole bunch of clicky.
Oh no. All right, so we wanted to mainly focus on what you guys wanted to talk about this evening, but I don't know what wearing a Dickie means, Mark Thomas. I really don't. So we can't talk about there.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to know.
Maybe it's his work pants.
Yeah.
It's his work pants.
It's work pants.
6 is away from home. He's at a Cowboy match.
George, West Texas for a Cowboy match. Shoot 'em good, 6. See, I told you it was a busy time of year.
I did a thing last week. I keep watching for these contenders, and I've had lots of good reviews, lots of good comments, and my contender videos, and I like them a lot. And I always watch them for barrels and stuff. And I ran across this guy looking for a trade about 3 months ago, and somebody asked him for a buy, and he said, "Nope, I want to trade." And he never got any traction, never saw anything come out of it. So, like I say, 2 months-ish ago, over the summer, late summer. So I sent him a private message and said, "You have any second thoughts on just an outright sale?" And he responded with a phone number. I spent over 2 hours on the phone with this guy. What a nice guy. What a nice guy. I just love talking with people, especially first time like this. And he's talked to me a lot on this forum. I've been on this particular forum for like 14 years. It's crazy how long I've been on that one forum. And he said, "Oh, you've helped me out and done this and done that and talked to me a lot about this and that." And he said, "I'm glad to hear you're interested." And I said, Yeah. It's a JDJ cartridge. It's a 6.5 JDJ, but it's made by Van Horn down in Arizona, and he doesn't have the rights to call it a JDJ. So he's got 6.5 by 225 improved, but it's the same thing. 225 Winchester is the parent case, and it's opened up to 6.5, and then fire formed, straighten the walls and sharpen the shoulder. So it's a pretty fancy looking cartridge. It's ballistically from a handgun barrel, from a 14-inch barrel, it's about equal to the Grendel in an AR 20-inch barrel. So it's got some sauce behind it. This is a 23.5-inch carbine barrel. So I'm gonna be all of the 6.5/55 ballistically. Remember, contenders are under 50K, so you can't push it too hard. But the original 6.5/55 was also pretty low pressure. It's going to be crowding the hind end of the Creedmoor with lighter bullets, so it's pretty substantial. I'm looking forward to it. The bad part about it is 225 Winchester brass hasn't been made for like 10 years, 11 years. And when you find it, it goes for a couple of bucks a case, individual piece of brass. So it's expensive. But he's got a whole pile of brand new brass, Redding dies, and I worked out a really good deal, and I'm really happy. And it's in the mail on its way to me. So as long as
coolness,
our postal service isn't too awful with their shipping stuff across the country on holiday.
As long as it doesn't go to Indiana.
Yeah.
It's coming out of, I don't know if he's in Alabama or Florida, but he's right there somewhere.
Oh, it's destined for Indiana then.
Well, probably going to go through Tennessee, and that can be just as bad.
But you remember those immortal words, Kyle. Next time I go to LA, I'm going through Omaha.
Via Omaha.
Via Omaha. So I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be pretty cool. Gonna be pretty cool. He says it shoots really good. He's just like the rest of us. He's got too many irons in the fire, and he's just looking to make room for something else. He's had it for a few years. Enjoyed the heck out of it, and just doesn't use it. So he's making room. He saw my Uncle Bob video, and he recently just bought a 7 TCU barrel to play with. So out with the 6.5, in with the 7mm for him.
Yeah, we all miss Charlie Daniels, and see that's really the only topic idea I could come up with is what are some things that you might like to try next year, and CW, you're in a spot where you could have yours by Christmas, dude.
I'm hoping the forecast is next week. So, with screw ups, I'm hoping to get it by Christmas.
There you go. Merry Christmas to myself. Merry Christmas to myself.
Yeah. And there's been a couple of these on eBay, Van Horn barrels, and they're not cheap. They're supposed to be really good quality. I've never had one. I've only just read about him as a gunsmith. He does some good work apparently. Well respected. I talked with a contender friend of mine up in New Hampshire who was closely associated with TC, and he says that they're very good barrels, very good quality, very good stuff. So I have high hopes.
Am I remembering correctly? But on contenders from different barrel manufacturers, you can get a lot of slop, tightness, looseness. Is that right?
Generally speaking, the aftermarket that's available that's popular, MGMs, the Virgin Valleys, the E. Arthur Browns, Bellum make some stuff, and there's another company I can't think of off the top of my head, tip of my tongue. But anyway, they've all been really good.
Okay,
really
just something popped into my head, went into the memory banks, and
I have most of them. When I get this Van Horn, I think I'm going to have all but one of the aftermarket. Bullberry.
Yeah.
Bullberry. And they're very good.
Okay, cool.
The contenders are a switch barrel, so they're pretty good. They're not like the Rossi and the old H&R. A lot of times the Rossies and the H&Rs will swap, but they're not designed for it, so it's not a guarantee. And what a lot of guys will do is, because they're so inexpensive, they'll have a couple of different receivers in an H&R or a Rossi, and they'll just buy a barrel and try it on a couple different guns until one locks up pretty good and
find one that works.
Yeah, so they're not switch barrels for those, but they can work. But the contenders, no, you're generally pretty good. You can have issues, like if you remember, Uncle Jim had a bunch of issues with a couple of MGM barrels, or one particular MGM barrel. I think it was a 300 Blackout. And it's that little, if you know contenders, they've got the newer ones have a split shelf. And Mark Thomas had an issue with his Harriet, I think. And I know Six had an issue with the barrel I sent him, which I think was an MGM barrel on his frame. It's odd because it worked fine on both of my frames, and just to swap out of that part, which is pretty easy to swap. It's not cheap, but it's not end of the world expensive. And that's about it. You can look up and find, you can stone them and get them to fit better, but they've got a really good safety in them. And that's what gets you. It'll close fine. It's not going to, explode or anything, but the way the safety works, it won't even allow it to fire. And it's because it doesn't trip an internal safety inside there, because it doesn't engage the lug far enough. It only partially engages the lug, so it won't allow it to function.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Pretty good system. Pretty good system.
I'm kind of infatuated with those. Not that I have any experience with them at all, but one of the things I might like to try next year is
I just love
Thompson Center.
They look really good. I mean,
Pro Hunter.
One of my Grail all-time want guns was that Aristocrat 87. They made an 87, and the Aristocrat was the 2-trigger, fancier wood. It's not a contender, but it is a single shot, hammerless. Really, really classy looking. And I almost bought one a couple of years ago, and I talked with another guy who's got a bunch of them on a forum who I talked to, known him for years online, and he talked me out of it. He said that you're probably not going to like that. You're not going to like this, and so I don't know. I just one man's opinion, but I didn't go with it. And I've told the story before. I've looked for them for years and years, and they're not really that common to find around. You find barrels, but not complete guns. Yeah, you can go on Gunbroker or whatever and find one, but I mean, just go into gun shops. It's not so popular around here. And I actually had one come in to one of the gun shops I was working at, and I took the gun in myself on a trade. I put it in the back, put my name on it. Then it just didn't work out, and I sold it to somebody else through the store. I didn't buy it with my money, but that was as close as I came, and it was hard to do, but just wasn't the right time. But they're pretty.
I'm kind of wanting to try one of those Pro Hunters.
Now the Encores are one that I've never had, and I never really. I don't know, they were, when they came out and started getting popular, they were pretty expensive, and that's the gun you saw in like everybody's deer videos online or in the back in the VHS days when deer videos were a thing. About everybody was sponsored by TC, it seems, and they all had Encore single shot rifles. You saw them everywhere.
Or Connecticut Valley Arms.
And they're a good rifle too. They're more potent. They're a lot stronger. You can get 458 Winchester Magnum for crying out loud, 375 H&H. They'll take really potent high pressure cartridges. Where the contender's limited to safety's sake under 50. I think they're really really friendly with about 45,000 cup PSI / one or the other.
I shot a nice 6-pointer with a Encore 7 mag.
Yeah. And if you look at it, it's thicker and wider and beefier, but it's basically the same shape as the contender. The contender is really thin, where the Encore is really thick and wide, and it's got a lot more beef in it for those high pressure cartridges. But for all the classics, and the 223 based cases, all those great Wildcats that were on the 223 and the JD Jones stuff, which is what this cartridge I'm talking about, the 6.5. And if you kind of remember in his name, he's the guy who's behind the 300 Whisper, the 375 JDJ, and there's a whole line that you probably don't know about, right from 22 all the way up to, 50. He's got a 950 JDJ, and after the show, if you want to do a search, that's one of the most potent cartridges there is. 950 JDJ.
That sounds like an elephant gun.
It definitely is. It's a Tyrannosaurus gun. It's big. And it's a lot of neat stuff. That 375 is a 444 Marlin case, full length, neck down to 375 with a shoulder on it. And ballistically, remembering it's 14-inch barrel, but ballistically it's not as potent as the 375 H&H, but it's more than the 375 Winchester in a rifle. And it was used the world over for everything, the Big Five in Africa. So it's got some sauce on it. It's a potent cartridge. And he had a 411. He's got 358. I had one of those for about a week. I bought it. The guy thought it was a 375, 357 Harriet. And when he brought it in the store, it was a 358 JDJ. And the price was right, so I bought it anyway. And then another customer come in and absolutely had to have it. And he had a 357 Harriet to trade, so I just traded him. The 358 JDJ is a 444 Marlin case as well, so it's right there with the 358 Winchester, but in a pistol. It's definitely got some power. Then he's got a 309 JDJ, which is right there behind the 308. I mean, it's got some power, and these are all in 14-inch barrel, contender handguns. So pretty impressive. The ballistics he ilked out of these cartridges, under 50,000 psi cup. Those two numbers are not interchangeable, but when you're down the lower numbers, they're closer. Pretty much we've gone to PSI now over cup. The difference is the way it's tested. But it's just a unit of measure for the pressures of modern cartridges.
Walter, that just sounds terrible, sir. Having to go through an FFL to get a barrel.
Hey, if I order a legal magazine starting January 1, I have to provide ID to the vendor. I got to send them a photocopy of my passport or my driver's license or whatever, and I got to be here to sign for it.
That's
and the shipper has to say signature required. All that stuff's going to cost more money, and I got to be here. And Postal Service. When are you going to be here? I don't know. Thursday.
Yeah.
That's awful.
We've got to have a permit for everything. You can't buy ammunition without either an ammo card or a pistol permit. You used to be able to do it on a hunting license. Before that, you could just buy it.
That's why I'm glad to live in America, where we don't have to deal with it. We don't have to deal with that.
Yeah, but I don't have to deal with snow. That's got to deal with Gavin Newsom.
You just seem to not get the fact that criminals do illegal things, and
no
law is going to.
They don't look at that at all.
No, it's illegal to rob, cheat, and
Going
steal.
to what you say, me and Jamie don't have to deal with snow either.
It's illegal to kill people. It's illegal to harm people. They don't care, but they keep passing laws.
It's all about control and not letting the people have a way to get back at the government if it becomes necessary.
It's only hurting legal people. It's not. Criminals don't care. They're going to steal a gun. They're going to get the ammo. They're going to do whatever they can do because they don't care about it.
I got questions. Is if I was able to obtain a Thompson Center Pro Hunter, will any Encore barrel fit, or does it have to be especially for that particular receiver?
I think the Pro Hunter was just
Encore.
It's just an Encore. It's just I'm trying to think of a way to describe it. They got regular Chevy pickups, and then they got fancy Chevy pickups, and they got fancier Chevy pickups, and then they got Cadillac Chevy pickups. But they all use the same, all use the same parts and tires and everything. I think it's one of those kind of things. It's just
I know that the contenders and the Encores are different.
Correct.
Oh yeah,
right. Yeah. I don't think.
I believe the Encores are Encores. I don't think there's anything. I know there's a Magnum for that 87. There's a standard version and a Magnum version, but I think the Encores would take everything. There was no interchange. It would work with everything, any Magnum barrel or standard barrels. So I think, and even black powder barrels and shotgun barrels.
Yeah,
have shotgun barrels too.
Yeah, I seen one. They're wanting to sell that inline muzzle loader. Is what they're pushing. Or that's how it seems to me.
Yep.
But the other problem I have is, and I know that the back end of the gun is fairly short and all, but do we really need 26-inch barrels for a 350 Legend?
Well, I tell you, you look at that and say, oh, you don't need that. But you don't have an action. So a 26-inch barrel on a bolt-action rifle, you got 8, 9, 10 inches of action and then a barrel attached to it.
Right.
With a contender or an Encore, you've got virtually nothing for an action. Your barrel is a quarter of an inch from your hammer.
Yeah, you got a firing pin. That's all you got.
So a 26-inch barrel in an Encore is not as long as a 22-inch bolt action overall length.
Yeah, an overall length, but think about the ballistics, man.
Correct. And you're not gonna pick up a lot. I had a 24-inch Legend, and I don't think I got more than 100 feet per second more than my 16. Some cartridges just don't. And the lower in pressure you go, the less you find. And actually, pistol stuff like 9mm, you start getting longer than say 18 inches, and you actually lose velocity unless you get the plus P. You get the really hot stuff, and then you'll pick up and gain. 45 ACP, 9mm, all those regular pistol cartridges. If you get too long of a barrel, you actually slow down. The friction of the barrel actually overcomes the powder pushing it. 22 long rifle, same thing. Used to be 16-inch was it. Anything more than 16, it's actually a losing proposition. But things have changed a little bit.
Anybody else got anything they want to try next year?
Making money?
I gave up on that a long time ago. I like that 22 arc is starting to intrigue me. I don't know why. That'd be a heck of a little critter getter.
Another thing I'm thinking about too is one of those pistol caliber carbines and 45 ACP. Them high points like Hillbilly likes. Those things are so. You talking about fugly? That's one.
Yeah, but they're fun.
I call them Planet of the Apes guns.
Yeah, my buddy that passed away, he had one of those in 45 ACP, and it was butt ugly, man. I mean,
they're supposed to work. They're supposed to work.
Oh, they work great. My buddy's got a 9mm, and when you pick it up, it feels like a Star Wars prop.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It feels like a toy. That thing will run.
Doesn't Ruger have a PC carbine?
Oh yeah, a couple of them now. They got a 10 and a 45 now. They've had the 9. I think they dropped the 40.
They dropped the 40 and went with the 10mm.
Yeah,
40 and 357 SIG are on their way. Bye bye. So
I've got a 40 Ruger PC, the newest one.
Well, 40's not on the way out in my house.
No,
I'm just telling you, it's on the way out. It's popularity. It's bull crap, but
I like 40. I shoot a bunch of it.
Oh, I love 40.
Yeah.
And the big deal if you're a caster is you got a lot of moles that can go both directions.
Yep.
Yeah, you have.
I like the way you phrase that,
Walter.
I struggled with it, Kyle.
I understand that.
I chuckle with a lot of the things. When you see, everybody knows my affinity to 9mm, but you see, just as good. Anytime you got to say it's just as good as something else, it ain't just as good.
It ain't. No. No.
You ever see the 45 ACP compare itself to 9mm?
Nope.
Not once.
Never.
40? Does 40 ever compare itself to 9? Nope, not once.
Nothing has ever been compared just as good as 45 ACP.
No.
So
now
maybe the 45 gap, but that lasted what, 15 weeks?
Yeah, I was about to say not very long at all.
Not very long.
You know where that round came from, right?
Glock.
It was made by Glock for the state patrol because they had women state patrolmen. And they couldn't grasp a full-size 45, so they came up with the gap.
Well, now 9mm frame is what it was.
Well, you talk about shooting the gap, then boy, that brings a whole new connotation to that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I shoot a lot of 9mm, and it's good. For me, it's good cheap shooting at the range.
Yeah.
But you can shoot a lot of 38 revolver rounds cheap at the range too. If you're a hand loader, if you got to buy ammo, 9mm is cheap to go to the range and get trigger time with. But beyond the range and punching holes in paper, it's just not much of a round. I don't think as much of it as I shoot. That's not something that I would carry, providing I could carry in California. But who does?
This is the way I look at it, Walter. If it'll put a hole in you, it'll kill you. Okay.
Yeah, and that was 22 short.
Yeah. If you shoot it well, then why not carry it? And most people shoot 9mm better than they do 45. They just
What
do.
is this mythical thing that Walter's talking about buying ammunition?
Yeah.
What is that?
If you got to buy it, which is, when was the last time I bought ammo? It was the last time I bought 22 ammo. That was it. I haven't bought ammo. I don't know. I can't remember the last time I bought any ammo.
It's been a long time for me.
Yeah. It's no fun, No,
it's not fun. But I can make a 9mm round that'll absolutely send you to Valhalla.
Yeah.
And
no doubt about it.
And someone told me, well, I like a 357 SIG. I said, okay, that's fine. It's hard. It's got more velocity. It does. But if I shoot a 9mm better and flatter, and I put 3 holes in you by the time you put one shot down range, come on.
There's also something to be said for shoot once, die once. But
yeah, exactly. But I tell people there's no degree of dead.
That's a good point.
It's all, you make someone leak enough, they're going to die.
True.
Okay. 6-shooter Texan says he wants to try 400 Legend or a 6mm arc and bolt guns.
I like them.
Yeah. IWS Bull says he wants to try a 50 GI.
Oh my God.
If it had a little more,
how much short were you looking for, sir?
He's wanting to be a. He's wanting to
chamber in that.
He's wanting to be an agent on Matrix.
The GI stands for gastrointestinal because you got to have a lot of guts to want to go do that.
They're not bad. I've shot that. They're not. It's just a 50 caliber, but it's not even as much as the one in the Desert Eagle AE 50 AE. It's less powerful than that, but it's a 50. I mean, it's half inch.
Speaking of big calibers,
that thing's brutal.
Have you heard any more on your Casul, Ryan?
Nope. I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it till the new year, and then I think we're just going to. I'll pull my deposit back, and we'll just buy one off a gun broker.
Yeah, I've been waiting on a similar deal with a Ruger 41 Bisley. Mm-hmm. That was a Lipsy's distributor special, and it was on an allocation to the dealers. Mm-hmm. And my guy is we're at the bottom of the pole here, and they've done 2 or 3 runs of that gun, and I still haven't been able to get one. But I'd love to. The more I shoot the Bisley, the better I like it. I've only got 2 of them, and I like the different in the frame and the different in the angle of the grip and whatnot. But anyway,
I think I only have 3. I think I have 3.
Y'all sound like me in 1911s. Well, I've only got 3 of them.
Yeah, I think I've only got 7, but
1911s. Oh yeah, there's a few of those.
Yeah, I got 3.
I got a 22, a 32, and a 45 Bisley. Well, Ruger Bisley. Then I got a Colt Bisley, and I've got that Patent Firearms Bisley too.
I got that 45 Colt Vaquero Bisley and 44 Special Bisley, which I really like that one.
Yeah. I learned something today that I was going to do a video. I still might. Scary, scary, scary. You ready for this? My Contender 45 Colt will chamber and close with a 454 Casull.
Ah,
Yeah.
No bad no.
Very bad. Very, very bad. No.
Yeah.
What's a 45 Colt run at? 19?
Yeah, something like that. And typically the barrels are pretty thin diameter, you know.
Number one,
I mean, thickness of the barrel itself
is not safe in a Contender. Period.
Yeah.
Not. It's a high potency, 60,000 psi cartridge with some loads. It's right there with a 270, 243, all the big modern cartridges, rifle cartridges. For it to fit in a 45 Colt is really, really bad.
It's the hardest kicking round I've ever shot. I mean, it's just nasty.
Well, the 460 will smack you harder.
Well, the 460 I shot was
3/8 of an inch longer.
was that long and had a muzzle brake on it. Yeah.
I got some 500 Smith & Wessons that hurt.
Yeah. I got no desire to shoot that.
450 grains of oh no.
We shot them. We shot, what's his name's there?
Treads. Yeah. I was setting up my rifle and y'all were over going bam, 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 bam.
Yeah. They don't recoil too bad. Of course, that pistol had a comp on it, I think.
Yeah. What I found was funny is and this is nothing off on Gene. Gene wanted to shoot my Vaquero, and he goes over and he shoots it real close at the plates, and I can't, I don't know where it's hitting. And I went to the 25-yard plates and started playing, and it just took me a little bit, and then it was like ding, 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 ding. But Gene's used to shooting a fast automatic, with that grip angle and not a plow handle. So
I shot that, didn't I?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, you did. That's a little guy. That's a 3 3/4 inch barrel.
That's a 40 holiday special.
And 45 Colt. Well, every time I wear that thing, I look at someone and say, "Are we cross?"
I think a lot of people froze.
Are we cross?
Are we cross? While Bill Bailey, I just don't think I could stand it if we weren't friends.
Bear it.
I couldn't bear it.
You may leave now.
Yeah.
But leave the shotgun there.
Just that was a great performance by Billy Bob.
It was.
You
gonna do something or just stand there and bleed?
Stand there and bleed. That's it. Well, throw down, boy. Skin that smoke wagon.
Oh man, what a fantastic movie!
Very fantastic movie.
Yeah. So what about you, Bam, Dad? What you got anything you want to try next year, gun wise?
I'm still playing with the idea of building a 2011.
Those are bad guns, boy.
I don't know why. I want to either build a 45 or a 2011.
Well, a 2011, you can load it on Sunday and shoot it all week.
No doubt. It's kind of like a 22 short.
Yeah.
You feel that too, bub. You there for a minute.
I don't know why. I've just wanted to. I wouldn't mind building a 45 1911.
STI still sells frames.
I kind of want to do some checkering and stuff myself.
I really enjoy my 1911s. I've got one in 10 millimeter. Not all that thrill, and that's mostly about the manufacturer. It's a Kimber. But the round itself is, again, for me, it's all range time stuff, and I like casting for it. I've got a couple of really good molds. The best mold I've got was made for me by the 6-shooter Texan. He custom made that mold, and it's a great bullet, 200 grain bullet, round nose. And man, that sucker is a performer. The mold's a performer. It shoots in every 45 auto I've got, just great. You start, whatever powder you want that you like, put 5 grains of it underneath it, and it's going to shoot really good.
There you go.
And it's a good round. Brasses everywhere. You can have big primer or little primer brass. It's just the platform is easy to tear down and put back together. It just, there's a reason that firearm, the 1911, has been around for over 100 years. There's a
now,
reason.
Walter, I have to give a public service announcement. He did not mean it, everybody, that you can put 5 grains of any powder that you want. That is not safe. Always trusted reloading data and have at least multiple sources and a couple of buddies on speed dial.
Thanks, Dad.
I'm telling you, 4.2 grains and 4.4 grains of a certain powder means a lot of difference.
It sure does. Well, we'll call it unique then.
Yeah.
Hey, just use Varget. Just take your butter knife and scrape off the top of the case and shove it.
I doubt it get out the barrel.
I did come up with a. I saw this it was actually on the Hogden website. It was 3.5 grains of tight group in a 223 for a subsonic.
Oh yeah, I bet that worked because tight group's not situationally
not position sensitive. Yeah, right.
Exactly. There you go.
I pulled the trigger on it on one round, and I actually broke the AR down to make sure the bullet came out the barrel. I looked at my buddy, and he went, "Did that thing even go off?"
Yeah, I just did that with my little.
Dang sure didn't cycle the action, but it did go off, and we ended up going back into his little shed and loading up a couple of handfuls of them. Man, we were having all kinds of fun in his backyard. Just,
I like those little cricket pistols. I've shown them on videos a couple times. They're nice. They shoot really good. I bring them and I shoot them in the summertime when you're letting barrels cool down, or you want to just relax a little bit, just plink a little bit, have fun.
oh,
And they're a lot of fun. Well, they're threaded, so they're dandy for the suppressor. And I hadn't shot the suppressor on them before, I don't know, about 2-3 weeks ago. I loaded a bullet and shot it, and I actually took the bolt out, took the suppressor off, looked through the suppressor, looked down the barrel because I didn't think it came out the barrel.
yep.
Crazy quiet.
I honestly
Steel breech,
I honestly thought there was going to be a round stuck in the barrel.
I did it 3 times. 3 times before I realized that I had the chronograph on it. It reads 925, 922. So it's coming out of the barrel fast. But it just doesn't make any noise at all.
Yeah, you make more noise cycling the action on the AR than you do pulling the trigger.
Yeah, well, you get a lot of noise with the semis. Like I had been shooting the 1022, and that's like, if you don't know it, the 1022 is like double noisy loud with a suppressor because that bolt comes back against that stop.
Right.
If you don't have a soft stop in there, and that makes a heck of a clack.
Yeah.
And the fact that the breech is opening, allowing gases to come out. So you've got 2 different noises going on, and a lot of semis, you hear that clack, 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 and that's the hard parts hitting back, recoil, bottoming out. So when you shoot it in a closed action like a single shot or a bolt action, you got a firing pin. That's the only thing that moves.
Yeah.
Firing pin striking the primer is the only other noise in that gun.
A buddy of mine's got a bolt action 22, and we fill that thing up with shorts, like what we were talking about earlier. You can load it on Sunday and shoot till next week, you know. The only thing you can hear is the firing pin falling, and or the spring behind the firing pin is all you can hear. We call it the doink gun because that's the sound it makes. Doink, doink.
Yeah.
But you can stand there all day.
That 300 blackout CZ that I have, that's all you hear with it suppressed. Now AR, just the action, I think someone measured it. It was like 115 dB, just racking it, you know. So it's pretty loud. But a 1022 with that little rubber back pin, which is a pain in the butt to put in. Yeah, it is.
Makes a big difference.
Super quiet.
Yeah, it shuts it up.
It sounds like a sewing machine. It's like click, 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 click. You know, it's just unreal.
Say that again, faster.
Click, 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 click.
That's a Kalashnikov thing going on there.
Yeah, I don't understand much with the Subsonic 223 unless it's all you had for a cartridge.
Oh, we were just playing around, man.
But
I play with the gun, test it.
I do shoot my Hornet subsonic, but what it my Hornet.
I had a guy ask me. I had a guy ask me, "Can you make me some Subsonic 223 on shooting a bolt gun?" I said, "Sure." Yeah. And I made him some, and I said, "What are you going to do with these?" He said, "I'm going to deer hunt real quiet." I went, why don't you take a 22 long rifle?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I mean, you know, it's just, matter of fact, the bullet will probably work better in a 22 long rifle.
Yeah, it's lead, the soft lead.
It's soft lead. Yeah.
But that's what I do with my one Hornet. It's a 1 in 9 twist. So I load a long 60 grain bullet at 1,000 feet per second, and it hits hard. Flat point, it hits hard, and it's quiet. And it's a little bitty case. The Hornet's a little bitty case. It's much bigger than a long rifle case, but it's not much bigger than the Magnum case.
Right.
I load, I think it's four grains of Trail Boss, and it does exactly what I want it to do. And it shoots little bitty groups at 50 yards, and it's fun.
Yeah, why not? Well, it's like that little bitty 38 wad cutter that Lyman 358-101, that little bitty half of a wad cutter bullet. And granted, you can stack 2 or 3 of those in a 357 case, but you put one of them in a 38 special, and the recoil is like this.
Yeah.
You want to see it again?
Yeah.
That was so funny. That was so funny.
38 special is another one that's
you made my day the other morning, Walter, with that video.
Thanks.
That was hysterical.
Go ahead, Brian. CW.
The 38 special is another one that's a dynamite suppressed cartridge.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. Very quiet. You can get a big bullet in there. You can get a 200 plus grain bullet in a 38 special case.
Yeah.
Yeah, cheap shooting for sure.
With Walter's videos, it's caused my coffee collection to go up ridiculous.
All right, Kyle, what you got on your agenda? Anything gun related you want to try next year?
I do want to dabble into a 45-70.
That would be
That's
fun.
pretty much it. I hear everybody talking about it, and I got plenty of guns to hunt with. That's just like good old classic Western gun.
You're not going to go the tactical route?
No.
2 years ago, maybe last spring, a friend of mine found 3 trapdoor Springfields at I want to say it was his buddy's father's estate sale. and he bought them all. Didn't buy them to make money off them. He bought them to shoot them. They all have giant bores, which apparently is pretty common with the old trapdoors. The one he kept was, I think, 1881. His boss that he at his part-time job bought one, and another buddy bought the other one from him, and they were a couple $100 a piece. They're not fancy, nice. They're beat up, ratty, rusty. They're not great guns, but they're worth more than he paid for them.
Right.
But he cleaned it up. He had it Cerakoted black, the metal parts, and he said it looks pretty nice. He kept it with open sights, the little bitty military sights, and he worked up a load with a Gould 330 grain. I forget the powder. I want to say it's unique, but I don't know for sure. But he was just shooting it last week. I just talked to him yesterday morning. He said it shot 1.5 inches with open sights. He's got a fat mold, and he powder coats it heavy. And he said it shoots 1.5 inches at 1,100 feet per second.
Wow. How sweet is that?
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that. That's like getting hit with a lug nut.
And
yeah,
and
not just that it shoots well, but that old rifle shoots that well,
An old rifle. The reason he chose it was the ugliest outside, which is why he Cerakoted it. It was rusty. It was bad. But it had the best bore. The bore was almost perfect, but it's like 463.
Oh.
So it's
huge.
giant.
That's huge.
It's giant. And it's not from wear, it's just how it was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And being as old as it is, it's probably, just from the black powder days, from oversized bullet, no sizing back then, it's just you cast it, and that's what you got.
Well, I mean, that's the cool thing about us casting our own bullets. It doesn't matter if the barrel is wore smack out, as long as it's still got grooves in it.
Yeah.
You can size your bullets accordingly, and you can still get shooters out of what other people would consider wore out guns.
And there's plenty of oversized molds too.
Yeah.
Especially for 4570, you can find they're out there. You can get, a 46, 460 mold and cast away and
which is probably going to drop out 461, 462.
Yeah, and you can cast them harder and they'll be fatter.
Well,
that's what's weird about this whole rabbit hole about casting. There's all kinds of what if I do this? What if I do that?
Yeah.
Well, darn it, it's just fun. I mean, that's
It is, and now is the time of year when I generally get most of my casting done.
That's cool enough, and you're not slaving over a hot stove, so to speak. I know I think about you guys that are in the South and in Texas and so forth with all that hot temperature. The hottest day I think I've ever casted was like 80 degrees here, and it's dry at that temperature. And
If I
don't have to worry about that.
It's 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm not messing with 105 degrees and 100%.
No, I wouldn't either, man.
No, I'm not doing
Your powder coat melt before you put the bullets in the oven.
Right. You just hold it close to the oven and it starts melting.
Yeah, that's my lead buddy called me the other day. Told me he's got 10 5-gallon buckets of tire weights, wheel weights for me. So this is the time of year I want to clean that up and
get that stuff, turn it into ingots and clean it up. You betcha.
I got about 50 pounds sitting over here. I made the other night.
Yep.
Didn't have anything better to do.
I'm scared to put 10 5-gallon buckets of lead in the back of my car. I'll be going down the road like this.
I was going to ask you if you needed to borrow my truck.
Yes. I still got a wholesale boat kill weight that I hadn't done anything with.
I got plenty of wore out chainsaw chains.
Yeah, I got a couple of those sitting in my backyard too. That I cut one in half with a reciprocating sawzall. That was not good. I got my respirator on and all that kind of stuff. It just threw chips all over the place.
Well, what you did was ruin 5 good sawzall blades. That's what you did.
Yeah. Exactly.
Everybody's told me a chainsaw is the way to go.
Yeah, you got to be set up for it. Wear a respirator and gloves and all other kind of stuff. Keep yourself protected because the chips and dust can go everywhere.
Yeah, it
And you
will
don't want
make a
that.
lot of dust.
Yeah, you don't want it up your nose for sure.
I got a buddy that said bring it to his shop and he would saw it up for me. But
do that.
well, it's the thing about it is loading that thing up and hauling it off to get it done.
Find a couple teenagers, give them $10 a piece.
The problem is it's about 1,100
I was
pounds.
about to say, find about 8.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It came in on a truck. The guy had it looked like a truck that you bring shingles in for a roof. He had a forklift that, mounted on the back of the truck. And he said, where do you want it? And I said, put it right there. And it's still sitting right there.
I'm saying, there it is.
Yeah. But that's a tremendous resource, though. The rest of the problem is not insurmountable. You'll figure a way to get that stuff chopped up into usable sizes and get it smelted down. But same thing with those wheel weights, and just get them cleaned up and cast into ingots with your Lee or Lyman, ingot molds, and those things are nice and manageable, and you can bust them off easy and just stir the heck out of those wheel weights while you're casting ingots. Don't just let it sit there and dip out of it. You got to keep it stirred up.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's an ingot.
Ingot mold. Or an ingot from a mold.
I've never seen that one.
Is that one of the? Oh, okay. Out of a piece of angle iron.
Yep. Now y'all know. As soon as I turned it that way, I knew y'all figured it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got about 50 pounds of them over here that I did the other night.
I made a whole bunch of those. They're pretty easy to make.
Yeah, it didn't take long at all.
If you can cut and weld, those are cheap and easy.
I mean, yeah, that's what I mean. Make the molds. Just pretty easy.
Where did we get them from, Jamie?
I can't remember. Chico found them. One of the guys made them.
Yeah, I've got it right here. Hang on.
There's all kinds of stuff. The muffin tins work fine, and the cast iron corn cob.
It is so simple.
Just don't use
just like that.
Just
That's all it is. Just angle iron.
Yep.
Don't use Wagner or Griswold or any antique cast iron. That would be
no. That's made for cornbread.
Yeah,
made for cornbread.
Lodge. I bought some Lodge stuff.
Yeah, the Lodge stuff.
There's some cheap Chinese stuff out there too. I got a store near me that carries cast iron, and it's all made in China. It's like Old Mountain or something like that. And
you don't want to eat nothing comes out of those anyway.
They got a little old frying pans about that big that would be a perfect little ingot, Yeah,
they call it a spoon holder.
Yeah.
No, seriously, it's a spoon holder.
I believe you.
Sit it by the stove, and you the little pouring lip on the thing. You rest your spoon in there. And,
well, I watched when I first got started. I watched one of Elvis Ammo's videos, and he was talking about muffin tins that he bought at the dollar store. So I went to the dollar store and bought a bunch of those, and I had to peel the muffin pans off of them.
Yes.
Some are like that. Some fall apart. Yeah, I did that too. That's why I went to the Lodge stuff.
Yeah. The cast iron stuff's the best way to go.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell y'all this. If you go to the camping section at your local Walmart, they have Ozark Trail cast iron skillets.
There you go. That's Chinese.
Well,
ain't it?
What I was going to say, well, I'm sure it is, but don't knock them. My wife picked one up at for lack of a better term, a thrift store. And that is a fantastic skillet. I have cooked all kinds of stuff in it. Oh, I am not knocking it whatsoever. It is an amazing skillet.
I remember that, Kyle.
I found these on Amazon. It's a 10-inch shallow Dutch oven. It's got little legs on the bottom and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I said, well, that'll be perfect to melt wheel weights in. And I said, well, before I contaminate it with lead and all that stuff, because I'm a Dutch oven kind of guy. I said,
I'm gonna make biscuits in it.
I gotta cook something in it, you know. So I cooked something in it, and I was like, man, I love this thing. And so I went and looked, and they still had more, and I bought another one. And Chico actually he turned me on to it, and this is gonna, for those of you that know Chico, this is gonna mean something. I got it for $3.75 cheaper than he did.
Oh, that burned Chico up.
Oh, it did. And I even had to take a picture of the receipt and show it to him.
All right, y'all ready for the verse of the week?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Genesis 12:3 today.
Ooh, way back.
I bookmarked it last week. 12. Oh, no, I didn't. 12:3. Okay. I think I know what that one is.
It says, I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse him who curses you, and in you all the families of the earth will be blessed. And we're working off of this devotion from Clarence L. Haynes Jr. And he says that in this verse, God is making a promise to Abraham that he would make him into a great nation. As part of that promise, he tells him that all people on the earth, on earth, will be blessed through you. This blessing of all mankind points to the one who would redeem peoples from every tribe and tongue on the face of the earth. The blessing of salvation was for all who would believe. John MacArthur, one of my favorites, says that he says those who curse Abram and his descendants are those who treat him lightly, despise him, or treat him with contempt. God's curse for such lack of respect and disdain was to involve the most harsh of divine judgments. The opposite was to be true for those who bless him and his people. And the second part there of that verse, it says, in you all the families of the earth shall be blessed. Paul identified these words as the gospel to Abraham beforehand in Galatians 3:8, and we'll get to that verse in a minute. This is why I pray for Israel. This is why our country must always support Israel. They are God's chosen people. They always have been. They always will be. God built his nation through one man, and that one man was Abram. Through Israel came Jesus, the light of the world, the Lamb of God, our Savior, the Chief, the Christ, and the Messiah. Galatians 3, verses 8 and 9 says, and the scripture, foreseeing that God would justify the Gentiles by faith, preached the gospel to Abraham beforehand, saying, in you all the nations shall be blessed. Verse 9, so then those who are of faith are blessed with believing Abraham. So if we believe that God is who he says he is, then we are blessed just as well as Abraham was. David Guzik there reminds us that this promise was inherited by the covenant descendants of Abraham and is the reason for the destruction of many world empires. And he lists the Greeks desecrated the altar in the Jewish temple and were soon conquered by Rome. Rome killed Paul and many others, destroyed Jerusalem under Titus, and they soon fell. Spain was reduced to a fifth-rate nation after the Inquisition against the Jews. Poland after the pogroms. Hitler's Germany as a result of the Holocaust. He adds that the church has not been immune. Quote unquote, the times when the church took upon itself persecution of the Jewish people were dark times, not only for the Jews, but also for the church. You can't be slapping around the nation of Israel or Jewish people. You just can't treat them bad, or God's going to get you. It says so in His Word. History has read it out. And in you all the families of the earth shall be blessed. God would not only bless Abram, but He would make Abraham a blessing unto all the world. How? Through the lineage of Abraham came our Messiah. God, in fulfilling this promise, blessed not only Abraham, and not just Israel, but the entire world, all the families of the earth, through Christ Jesus our Savior, to all who will believe. And Guzik cites the above verses as well there at Galatians 3, 8, 9. Guzik wraps up this section by pointing out the missionary vision that God intended Abraham's covenant people to have. Quoting him again, they were to look beyond themselves to all the families of the earth. He quotes Charles Spurgeon there. Spurgeon said, I'm sorry. Spurgeon says, there you see was the missionary character of the seed of Abraham, if they had but recognized it. God did not bless them for themselves alone, but for all nations. In thee shall all the families of the earth be blessed. So this, to me, is the foreshadowing of the Great Commission. God Himself commanded Abraham all those thousands of years ago to go and make disciples, share my word, and be a blessing to all the families of the earth. And that's our verse of the week. Questions, comments?
No, a couple things that I'll mention about this one. I thought I knew what was in that one, but I was wrong. So I'm glad that you brought it in. But this is another one of those really kind of fascinating stories in the Bible when you spend a little bit of time talking about it. And just before this chapter, they're going through, who married who and who begat what and all of that was going on. But God comes in and tells Abraham, says, I got a plan. So the first thing you got to do is get the heck out of here, of Haran, and you're going to go to Canaan. And I find that interesting, because it was clear that God's got a plan for Abraham, because He tells him that. He says, I'm going to curse everyone who curses you and bless everyone who blesses you. It's kind of like in the Godfather movie, almost. I don't know if there was an intentional parallel there or not, but the Godfather tells this undertaker guy who lives next door, who says, if you'd have come to me in friendship, your enemies would become my enemies, and your friends would be my friends. And that's sort of what God's telling Abraham here. He says, you're not doing what you were intended to do here. We're going to move. This is not the place where this needs to happen. We're going to go to Canaan, and then we're going to get with a program when we get there. And Abraham is no spring chicken. Abraham is 75 years old when God's telling him this. I'm thinking, what if I heard that to me right now? So I got to move to Alabama now? Are you kidding me? And Abraham goes, and he gets with who did he marry? Was it Sarah? Sarai?
Yeah,
I can't remember. I got to go back and read it again now. But a lot happened subsequent to that particular verse when God says, "Get out of Hanan and go to Canaan," and stuff is going to happen. And by gosh, it did. It's a good story. It's worth going back and reading. It's a couple chapters worth of that part of it there.
And then Sarah couldn't wait and brought Hagar in.
Yeah. Well,
Look,
I mean, Abraham was 75,
Well, she was 70.
Yeah.
65. I forget if she was 5 or 10 years.
She was younger than him.
Well, she didn't. I mean, God told Abraham that he would bear. He didn't tell Sarah.
Yeah, there. Yeah.
You got to think. You got a woman that's 70 years old. See, I don't know what this fool thinks I'm going to do.
But she laughed when God told her.
Yeah.
That was not.
It's when stop and you can look at these biblical verses and you can just read the words and you're trying to figure out that, where'd they learn to speak English? Well, they didn't. This is all translated stuff, and it's sometimes it's kind of hard to follow the black and white verbiage that's on the printed page, and I have to force myself to sit down and think about it. What would these words have meant to me were I in that situation at that time? How would I interpret all of this? And a lot of it would be hard to swallow, just because
what?
I'm 75 and you want me to do what? I got my nice house here that's it's made out of rocks and stuff, and I got to pack up and go. And but he did, because he believed, and look what happened. It was all good. Well, mostly all good.
It's amazing the relationship that God and Abraham had. It was, which tells us that, why don't we have that relationship? Why don't we hear from him that clearly? But I think it's possible for all of us. The same thing when, God came to him and said, get out of Babylon, get out of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Well, the world was more quiet back then. They didn't have TVs and cars.
Yeah, well, I'll give you TVs. But, it's amazing. And, you bring up Jamie, Sarah, she kind of snickered when Abraham told her what God said. But
no, she laughed out loud, brother.
Well, I know, but think about it. What did they name their first child?
Ishmael.
No, their first child.
Between Abraham and Sarai.
Isaac,
yeah.
And the name Isaac means laughter. It translates as laughter. And
that I did not know. Huh.
Yeah, so it's, there was a sense of humor there.
Well, boy, do I have some jokes for work tomorrow.
Oh,
no, but my point is that it's still, after all of these eons, it's still great reading. There's still good stories
to
read that can hold your attention if you take the time to try to ingest everything that's being said and not just look at the words. I've told you guys this before. I try to put myself into those people's shoes at that time. It's hard to do, but I try to envision what the surroundings would have been like, what their life would have been like, how would I be affected by everything that was going on, and I wonder whether I could have survived what those guys were going through back at the time. Tough times back then, Not to mention God coming down and telling you got to pick up, pull stakes and get out of here.
The Bible's the only book that I can sit down and read and realize that I actually stopped reading and paying attention way before I got to where I am. Yeah, you can go from reading to actually listen and learn and grow in your knowledge of the Word of God to the point of I'm reading to finish, say I have read this many chapters today. Yeah. So I've got a special system. I've got a bookmark and sticky note, and I put a sticky note down and mark where the last thing I remember was. And then I look back and go, golly, I've read 5 chapters since where I really last paid attention. So when I start back where I stopped comprehending. And I don't know if anybody else is that way, but I get that way because you get on this thing of I'm going to read so much of the Bible a day. And I don't think it's how much a day we read. It's how much do we let God speak to us through his word.
Absolutely. I want to address this comment. IWS Bull, he was married to his cousin. I don't think so. I think she was actually his half sister, which is, yeah.
I don't know if that's better or worse or parallel.
I think they had one of their parents was the same, but not both of them.
Well, they kept it in the family back in.
So on this question, we're going to go to Bama Dad.
10 years, I believe, but she was a babe even in her.
She was his half sister.
If you see how everyone reacted to it, yeah, he was always telling her she's my sister.
Yeah,
She's not my wife.
He was his father's daughter.
Yeah, interesting stuff. That you just. I'm not saying I wonder about it and I don't question it. It's just interesting. Things were different than they are now. There was different levels of understanding of what that all meant.
Well, you got to think too. I mean, after the flood, how were they going to repropagate the earth?
Yeah.
That was one family on the boat. So
I don't know about anybody else, man. When we go to family reunions, we go to look for dates.
Yeah.
Hillbilly, there's those that admit that and those that don't. And proper etiquette in today's times, you don't admit that. It makes it harder to explain the in-law you've got living under the steps.
Oh Lord, what did I walk into?
As long as your family tree's got at least a few branches on it.
I just want to say one thing, get back on track here. Y'all taking us in a ditch. If I can talk. You folks that have not read the Old Testament, you need to take some time. And, everything is in there. Mm-hmm. There's a million years worth of movies right there in the Old Testament.
Yep. Murder and this and that and
just kings and royalty fooling around with somebody else's wife, murder. All of that.
It's Game of Thrones, man. It really is.
Just the struggles of life.
Yeah.
Back in those days, some of the descriptions of finding enough to eat and disease that people were having to deal with, and it was hard times for a lot of folks, just like it is now. Relatively, everything's relative, I guess. But we got a lot of folks in this country that are going through hard times and could use the word right now, to help pull them through.
There's Garage Guy, and
we've got a lot of
Bull said the gene pool was still deep, and I'm thinking, and look at us now, man.
Yeah.
Like Walter said, everything's relative. Relatives.
No pun intended.
It was more than so they wouldn't beat him. He said that she was his sister, so they wouldn't kill him and take care of her for their wives.
Yeah.
He was lying to try to save his own life when all he really needed to do was trust God.
Yeah.
Because every time he did that, he got in bad trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got to think things were a lot different back then. If she was 70 years old and everybody was fawning over her.
Well, it kind of makes you wonder what the women in the rest of that country look like,
And I'll tell you.
Well, guys, we're not as well preserved as they were.
I hate to jump in real quick, but I need to run. I love each and every one of you. I got a show coming up here in just a minute. So anyway, we're doing a Christmas giveaway. And anyway, thank you all so much. You guys are awesome. And I hope you all have a blessed and wonderful weekend.
Same to you, bud. Thanks for being here, man.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Hey, and Hillbilly's got a big giveaway going on his show tonight, guys. So as soon as we're done here, get on over there and get in on that.
Well, thank you very much. I sure appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And you guys have a wonderful evening. I love each and every one of you.
Good night, Mike.
Good night, brother.
Night, brother.
We'll see y'all. Bye-bye.
See you, Mike.
Bye.
Pat in the bunker. We're in the lake. Yeah.
You know, a lot of the if you really get in my father was a biblical scholar at one time, and he strayed bad, went over to the more secular side, and but I'm not going to go off in the weeds on that. But I heard him discuss this as a child with another very educated biblical scholar, and they were talking about numbers in the Bible and how they describe the ages of people, and that in the Jewish tradition, certain numbers were lucky and meant loved by God, and meant it was a code. So don't take the age thing too literal. Or you can. It doesn't matter. I mean, I always say it. You know, you read that stuff and you're like, who's having a baby at 75 years old? Well, with God, all things are possible. However, that could be code for how she lived a good life or a bad life, or one that was close to God, one that was honored her husband. There was a lot of code there. We don't get seven's a lucky number from nowhere. You know,
Right.
that's biblical.
Not
one
luck.
of God's
Not
one of
luck.
God's number.
Yeah, 7 has nothing to do with luck in the Bible, but 7 in the Bible it has its significance, but it ain't about luck.
Right, but it was interpreted by humans over time for luck. You know.
Yeah.
Well, I don't believe in luck.
Bible terminology, 7 is completion.
Right.
Exactly.
3 and 7 are your perfect numbers. Here's the thing, guys. We got to clear the deck for Hillbilly, but if y'all order some stickers from Sticker Mule, they'll send you some of this hot sauce. So
what kind is
I
that?
sat down at Sticker Mule hot sauce. It's mule sauce, what it's called. And,
good? It's good, Jamie?
Yeah, man. I was sitting there watching the Bulldogs a couple of weekends ago.
Clobber, Alabama. I was thinking about you when I saw that.
And I got
I don't know who we sent over there.
I sat down with some Arnold Palmer iced tea, half and half sweet tea lemonade. That's the stuff, boys. Y'all got to try that stuff. And a bag of pork rinds and one of these pouches. I'm telling you,
good Lord,
that's some count.
All you need is
cure your flu.
All you need is some Mike Hester cat head biscuits. You'll be fine.
Yeah, buddy. Well, let's go through the room and clear the deck for Hillbilly. We only got 4 minutes. Get us out of here, Walter.
All right, I'm going to cast. I'm going to do some video stuff. I got a couple of interesting videos coming up here in the not too distant future with some different casting methods. Excuse me. We got Moldy Monday on Rumble. We got Woodcutter Wednesday on Wednesday. We got Saturday shots on Saturday. And other than that, it's SOL and all that other good stuff here at the Viejo Bench. So, Kyle, what you got coming on, buddy?
According to the weather report, I'm probably going to do a little bit of casting here the next couple of days. Do some 38s and probably some 44s. I've got pretty much enough of everything else. I might go live and just change the camera angle. That way I can cut up with you guys, past the monotony. But other than that, looking forward to getting through my work week and looking forward to Wednesday and Thursday off. Mike, what you got?
Oh, hunting and work and hunting and then more work. We're not planning on being off too much on Christmas Day, and we'll just sort of take it by. Trent asked me. He said, what about Friday after? I said, hey, I said, I'm the boss. We'll just, if we don't see anybody by 12 o'clock, we'll go hunting that evening. Okay. And he said, okay, that suits me. So, I haven't seen anything worth shooting. I'm a little choosy, and maybe as it gets on closer to the end of season, which is January 1st here, I might take a doe, and if I don't, that's fine. I've got meat in the freezer. I raised $100 in for y'all keep a prayer in your heart for one of Jody's coworkers. She has stage 4 cancer, and I raised $100 for her. Me, Trent, and one other guy did most of it, and then the rest of it was dollar bills and change and whatever. But I thank people for being so gracious. So she could have that for Christmas and use it forever what she needs to. She's getting ready to lose her job because she's taking chemo. She's so sick. She missed the Christmas party that my wife just came back for. And just, her name's Nicole. Just say a prayer for Nicole. Keep her in your heart. She's a very sweet, sweet person. Very, very caring individual. That's all I got.
Rob, will you mind if I reach out to you find out how she's doing? Because I want to put her on my prayer list.
You go right ahead.
I'd like some updates to see how she's doing. I mean, and the reason I say it is because I've been through it. So
yeah.
And it's kind of near and dear to my heart.
I'm sure.
Oh, was it my turn?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your turn. Segway, my man.
Well, I've got a big project that if y'all can say a prayer for me that I keep my head on track and finish it up. I'll talk to a few of you about it later, but it's something I've been working on for the past year, and I've been encouraged by the professionals that I need to finish it. And they're interested in it, so I got a lot of work to do. And something I've been putting off, it's that artistic side of me, my personality, that you jump in both feet and then you get to a point you're like, you step back and you look at it, you go, it's not where I want it. And it just sits
I'm there, buddy.
It just sits there and looks back at you for, and so I've got work to do. So anyway, but other than that, I'm gonna melt some lead. That's just the right weather. I can stay warm but not burn up, not sweat, and so it's time to I got to get some ingots made up. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot except, I was telling CW earlier, Lyman has got all of their channel filled back up with that super duper bench primer that they've got. They've got it back in stock at some places. So I was able to snag one of those and got it coming. And looking forward to seeing if it's as good as they said it was. But other than that, I'm pretty much I don't have anything else. CW, how about you?
I got a couple of videos scheduled for next week. So kind of not different for the channel or for me, but different topics. So that ought to be refreshing. Introducing a new cartridge. Besides the 6.5 we talked about before, I picked up a 6.5 PRC from Uncle Bob. So I'll be introducing that coming up. I don't know if it's next week. I should have looked before I started talking here. It's either next week or the Christmas week. That one's coming out. And then I got some 1022 stuff and a new dot for my 454. So those are coming up. Those three videos coming up next week and the week after. And I'll keep you updated with that JDJ once that arrives. Anxious to get started with that. It's going to have to form a lot of cases. And from what I saw from the guy, what he sent me, his formed cases are not quite fully formed. So see what the story going on there is. But going to be fun. Going to be fun. Jamie.
All right, guys. Thank y'all for being here. You guys in the side chat, we appreciate you. We love you. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Guys on the panel, thank you for all you do for our live stream. Y'all know I love all of y'all. And let's do this. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. All right.
Amen.
We hope the Lord blesses you all real good. And if he's willing, we'll see you next Friday night at 8 o'clock.